Let's talk about making money in the farthest frontier. And if you were thinking right now, huh? Wait a second, Mo, haven't you done exactly this video last week? Then yes, but also very much no. This is not really a guide video. This is a video to talk about the issue which comes with money making. And no, don't you worry, there will be another video with this week, which is about guides. So if you're looking forward to that, don't you worry, it's coming. But what I want to talk about is the money making. And before we jump into this, I have to make something very clear here. I am not talking about the trading post. If you were utilizing the trading post in the game, you will make a lot of money. Actually, you will probably make so much money that you don't even know what to do with it, right? But that is exactly the problem here. If you are starting not to use the trading post, then your chances of actually making money is going down significantly. And the problem is the game is never really communicating with you that you need the trading post, right? Even when you are looking at the research tree, then you realize very quickly there's basically only one thing, which is increasing the power of your trading post and what you can make there when it comes to money. But then you have tons of other areas where you can actually increase the money income. Mining is a big point here, and even just your taxes has more options to increase the money you are making than the actual trading post. And I think that's the problem. The trading post can make you so much money so easily that you need upgrades in the other areas to compete with that. And that's really unfortunate right now. Let's have a look at the mines, at the gold mine, to be a little bit more precise. And then later on, if you are lucky, the endless gold mine. Now, on one of my maps, I don't even think I have a gold mine, leaving alone an endless gold mine. I have it on the map you were seeing here in the background, which is my testing town, my cheat town, as I call it. And when you're putting in a lot of upgrades, then the gold mine is decent. It's a good addition, right, to make a monthly income. But you have to invest quite a bit of points to actually make it happen, right? Which is okay because if you want to reach the deep mines, anyways, you have to invest points in that area, anyways. So it doesn't really matter that much. But I feel like that the mines are in a decent state, and if they would ever touch them, I would say they will only buff them ever so slightly. But beyond that, as I said, I do think that the mines are in a good state, even though you have to invest quite heavily into them, and it would take quite a while before you will actually make some decent money off the mines. So, especially for early to mid game, they are not that helpful. But later on, great. Now, let's talk about the biggest issue, the biggest area which really needs some help, and that is taxes. And yes, I do count the market to the taxes. And yes, I even count the pubs to that because they're basically in the tax area and all that. And even if you are adding those two things on top of the taxes, it barely keeps you afloat. I've been testing this quite a bit in this particular town, and it just doesn't feel good. Like, keep in mind, this town here has all tier 3 houses, at least, and I have quite a bit of tier 4 and even tier 5 houses. On top of that, I have markets everywhere, and I still make barely any money to keep me afloat. I have also 400 people living in this town. The maximum amount of people you can have is 500. Yes, I know you can increase it, but the developers are not recommending it, and the standard option is 500, right? So we are calculating with that number. So I'm super close to the maximum, and I can barely keep my village afloat. And the problem is that doesn't even get better at the beginning. At the beginning, I understand that you don't necessarily make that much money from taxes, but especially later on, I would have expected to happen so much more, especially when you remind yourself how much you have to invest to even get all the houses beyond tier 3. It's a massive investment. Like, you have to get entertainment there. You have to get desirability up, and that means a lot of parks and a lot of money you have to invest. Then they need all the resources they want, the food, and you have to invest so much resources and so much money that I do wish that there is an outcome for it which feels rewarding, because the game, I think, has an additional problem. And to make it clear, I don't want them to fix it. I don't want them to change that. This is how Farthest Frontier will work, but they have to make it more rewarding. And what I'm talking about, when you are looking at other city builders, let's say like an Anno, when you are upgrading your houses, you're not just upgrading the tax bracket in those houses, you are also upgrading basically the people who are living in those houses, and they become different worker types. The Farthest Frontier doesn't have that, right? You can have educated people living in a shack or in a tier 4 mansion, right? It's the same thing in the end when it comes to the people who are living in your town. They're educated or they are not educated. So you only have two types of workers, and the houses do not play a role in that, right? You don't need to upgrade your houses beyond you want to make more money with the taxes. And that's the problem, because the taxes are just not worth it. The amount, as I said, I have to basically invest into my town and in the surroundings of the areas where the people live is just too damn high for the outcome later. So again, I'm not asking them to add the same like in the Anno games, where you are upgrading also your people. But please, make the tax money more rewarding. Because you need a lot of money in this game. Now, again, you can argue, of course, but Mole, this is why the trading post is there. Yeah, but you know what? While I can't ignore the trading post, and the game doesn't really make it look like you really need it, I can ignore everything else. I could do a whole playthrough without making a single bug from taxes and from my gold mines, and just playing the trading post, and I will be super rich. The moment I'm ignoring the trading post, well, I have a problem. And again, the game has never really made it clear that you need the trading post, right? I would understand when the game is like, hey, so you want to make money in this game? Please build a trading post and learn how to play the trading post, because everything else is just an addition and not really what we have intended. But that's not the case, right? So yeah, they have to fix it. I understand that they don't want to do that in the early game, but at least make it so that the tier 4 and tier 5 houses are really making a lot of money, because it just doesn't feel rewarding. And at that point, if somebody's asking me, hey, would you recommend to upgrade to tier 4 or tier 5 for the houses of the people, I would say, no, it isn't. Don't. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, I would appreciate if you consider to subscribe, because we are focusing here on more than just the Farthest Frontier. We are also covering management and strategy games in general. So if you like those things, you came to the right place. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Bye.